steel blade. There isn't much to say about this weapon. It's simply a basic sword that originally belonged to Kim Sang-shik and was first seen in Chapter 13. Mr. Kim bought this sword for 3 million won. Just when Sung Jin-Woo was struggling against Steel Fang Raikon, the system appeared before him with an inventory screen, and he used this sword to finish off Raikon. The sword has a simple appearance and deals 10 damage. Compared to the other weapons Sung Jin-Woo acquires throughout the story, this sword could be considered the weakest. Additionally, it has very low durability. In the end, this weapon breaks when facing the blue venom-fanged Kasaka, although even after breaking, it still proves somewhat useful to Jin-Woo. With this weapon, Jin-Woo earned the title of Wolf Slayer and significantly boosted his EXP and level. Kasaka'S Venom Fang. After defeating the blue venom-fanged Kasaka, Jin-Woo gets his hands on this C-rank dagger. The dagger has a really eye-catching design, a shiny white edge, a handle that looks like snake scales, and curves that give it a majestic look. This dagger is actually made from Kasaka'S fang and still retains its venom, making it highly powerful in paralyzing enemies. It deals 25 attack damage to opponents. Jin-Woo first uses this dagger against the spider boss, and it works really well for him. In the fight with Kang Tae-shik, the deadly effects of this dagger become even more apparent. The first effect is paralysis, which stuns the enemy for a certain period. The second effect, which might be even worse, is bleeding, causing the enemy to lose 1 HP every second. With passive skills like Advanced Dagger Arts or Vital Strikes, which at level 1 give Jin-Woo an additional 33 damage and boost critical damage, the power of this dagger multiplies significantly. Night Killer. When Jin-Woo realizes that Kasaka'S fang can't cut through the heavy, sturdy armor of the knights, he knows it's time to get a new weapon. So he picks up the Night Killer for 2,800,000 gold, and yeah, it was totally worth it. Outside the system, this thing could go for about 100 million won. The design is seriously cool. The orange trim is super striking, and the crescent shape with those saw-like edges just amps up the wow factor. It's a B-class dagger with 75 attack. The name Night Killer comes from its special effect. If the enemy's wearing heavy armor, it deals 25% more damage. This turns out to be a game changer for Jin-Woo during the job change quest. It's also highly durable, capable of withstanding intense battles without losing its sharpness or effectiveness. Later on, we even see him using it against Demon King Baran. While it doesn't land any critical hits, it's super effective at fending off Baran's brutal attacks, allowing Jin-Woo to keep up with the Demon King's ferocity. The Night Killer becomes one of Jin-Woo's go-to weapons in fights where heavy armor is a challenge, proving its worth time and time again. Baruka's Dagger. Baruka is definitely one of the strongest bosses Jin-Woo ever fought, and his weapon isn't lacking in power either. This dagger looks exceptional and carries the vibe of its cold, snowy homeland. The blade's body is white, and the magical energy inside gives it a bright shimmer. The dagger's amazing functionality comes from this embedded magic, which makes the user lighter and increases their agility by 10. Not to mention the attack power it delivers is 110, which is higher compared to Jin-Woo's previous daggers. Unlike Kasaka'S fang, which primarily served as a starter weapon, or the Night Killer, which focused more on sheer power, Baruka's dagger offers a blend of speed and strength that fits Jin-Woo's evolving combat style perfectly. This handy and powerful dagger helps Jin-Woo in many fights. The most notable enemy Jin-Woo defeats with helping of this dagger is Baran, or the Demon King, and that fight is absolutely epic. The Demon King's Dagger. After defeating Demon King Baran, Jin-Woo obtains this weapon, which is known by its owner's name. The appearance of this dagger is very magnificent and reflects King Baran's ruthless nature. Its color is a combination of red and black and is shaped like a demon mouth. When it was in Baran's hand, its edges were blood red, but when Jin-Woo uses it, it turns a light purple. This weapon is Jin-Woo's third most powerful weapon. It provides a 220 attack boost. It also has a second effect that makes it infinitely powerful. This effect is called 2 as 1. Jin-Woo only needs to use these two weapons together to receive bonus attack damage equivalent to his strength stat points. Therefore, this dagger is mostly useful in power-based fights. However, there were 2 instances where this dagger, despite all its power, was ineffective against the Statue of God and Thomas Andre. Demon King's Longsword. It's a weapon Jin-Woo got along with the Demon King's daggers by defeating Baran, but unlike the daggers, this one's a huge sword called the Demon King's Longsword. Later on, it became Igris's main weapon, and decades later, it ended up with Cha Hai-in. This sword is light-colored with a black line running down the middle of the blade. The handle is really beautiful and looks super comfortable to hold. When Baran had it, the blade was light blue, the guard was yellow, and the hilt was grey. But when Jin-Woo gets it, both the guard and the hilt turn black. After he gets the black heart from Ash Fleshborn, the blade changes to a light purple color. As a melee weapon, it gives the user a 350 attack boost, which is a really high number and makes it the second strongest weapon after Kamish's Wrath. It also has an awesome effect that kind of gives it some range power too. It's called Storm of White Flames. This effect is automatic, and every time the user swings the sword, a lightning bolt shoots out and hits the enemy, which is super powerful and definitely not something to underestimate. Kamish's Wrath. This weapon is above S rank level. It's a dagger made from the fang of the dragon Kamish. Its appearance is stunning, with bright orange blades, grey hilts, and blood-red edges. One dagger is thicker than the other. The thicker one has a black blade guard, and the other has a golden blade guard. This dagger was crafted by Thomas Andre. He didn't use it himself since he wasn't an assassin-type hunter, so he later gave it to Jin-Woo as a thanks for sparing his life. This weapon is insanely powerful. Even Thomas Andre admitted that not even with reinforcement could he withstand it. While this dagger could take down lesser monarchs, it wasn't effective against Antares, the strongest monarch. Jin-Woo eventually discarded it to get a pair of daggers created with his own power. Now, let's talk about the capabilities of this weapon. First, it gives a 1500 attack boost, making it super powerful. Plus, it's mana sensitive, meaning its power increases based on the user's abilities. It's truly an awesome weapon. Antares Fangs. After the battle with Antares, the Dragon King, Jin-Woo replaced his damaged weapon, Kamish's Wrath, with stronger daggers made from the Dragon King's fangs. It's called Antares Fangs, or Epilogue Dagger, making its debut in Chapter 183. Antares Fangs are a set of 6 slick, curved daggers with dark purple blades. They look really intimidating and are crafted from some otherworldly material. The daggers are black with gold accents, and the hilt looks like a dragon's head. They're both stylish and practical, fitting comfortably in the user's hands. Like Kamish's Wrath, Antares Fangs are powerful daggers made from the Dragon King's fangs. They have superior mana sensitivity, making them incredibly effective against powerful foes. When used by Jin-Woo, these daggers emit a purple aura, boosting their attack power. They have the strongest compatibility with dragon-related abilities and are among the most powerful weapons ever created.